what would you say is more important? Because I feel like a lot of people are limited by the fact they say, I don't have any money, therefore I can't buy something. What would you say is more important, the knowledge or basically the money?
I love when people say they don't have any money, they can't buy anything. Um, if it's truly a person that is unemployed and has been able to not actually get a job, then I'll say, okay, work harder on getting a job.
Yeah.
Um, if you say you don't have, if you say you have a job and you're not making enough money, then one of a couple of things is not happening. Either you've not been there long enough, or you're not asking for a raise as you should. You should be asking for a raise every single year, um, and demanding a raise, and making yourself important so that you need that raise, or so that you so. But also, most of the time, what I find is people saying they don't have the money because they're not willing to make the sacrifices you were talking about earlier. I think one of the things for me, I learned about making sacrifices when I was younger in teams and sports, and I would encourage kids to do the same thing. I wrestled, and there was one time I remember specifically when I needed to lose 15 pounds in 24 hours, and I was not a real big kid at the time, and I was pretty densely muscular, but I had to do it because it was for a national tournament, and there was not an option. To me, it was not an option, and I did it. And I think that experience really taught me that, for me, that when we decide to do something, we can do it. And that also helped later when I put myself on a very aggressive eating plan or a meal plan. I know what it's like to go hungry. And you know what? If you're so dedicated to something that a little bit of hunger pain doesn't bother you, then you're dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to make a sacrifice, I don't know. That might be where the buck stops. It's a matter of being willing to grow up a little bit.
Yeah. The reason I asked that question is there's a show right now called Undercover Billionaire. And basically they select the billionaire, they put him in a place where he's never been to. They give him $100 and a vehicle. And basically the whole point of the show is for him to build $1 million business in 90 days. Without any contacts, they have to change his name. Nobody knows who he is. And they basically put the billionaires in that situation. And the whole aspect of it is, what's more important? Like, is it having the money or is it just having the knowledge? And what is a result of it is that all these billionaires are able to build a $1 million business in 90 days, which proves that you don't necessarily need the money in order to build a real estate career. You don't need the money to build a contracting business. You have to have a vision for what you want, and you have to be able to have somewhat of the knowledge and the skills to go after that. And if you had that, that's all you basically need.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I was asking that, because that show is, if you haven't watched it, it'll go right up the alley, man.